What's up, guys? It's Mr. Janvin, and today we are back on the Pokemon Showdown server. Once again, you know what we do. I'm actually featuring another team. Shout out to DJ again. He gave me two teams, and both were they spoke to me. They just had color schemes will get me. Color schemes and unique Pokemon will probably get me 9 times out of 10. If you've been a long time viewer, you know how to post a team to like guarantee Jam will use it. If it's 6 of pink mons, but I'm 99% chance I'll never use your team. Not because it's not solid, it's just not my preferred style, particularly when I'm recording. I don't want a 100 turn game on the first battle. So yeah, very cool stuff. Curse Gastrodon. I know I was just kind of hovering over the tier. I'm like, yo, Curse Gastro might have some, a little something to it. So definitely gonna be excited to use that. And then Sandstorm Scizor. It was Roost, but I'm pretty Pex weak. But if I can trap the Pex, then I'm not. Hopefully that made sense. But yeah, let's hop right into it. And Como, something I haven't seen in forever. Just a lot of cool things on here that I'm really pumped to be using. As I don't know the role on Nidoking, so that matters because I'm assuming Gastrodon might be a potential Nidoking switch-in, but I'm pretty sure. I'm heavily Spadef, so I'm pretty sure I eat it up. And look at his team. If that's not choice, if it's not a nasty plot variant of Hydreigon, I just curse up with Gastrodon and go Brazy. Now it could be Toxic Swampert as well, so we do want to be careful of that. But he's also very weak to Scizor, right? If let's say, well, knockoff forces in 1, 2, and neither of them like to have Stealth Rocks up. Let's break it down. So Coco immediately could have been good, could have been the one, but he has 2 ground types that I don't deal very well with. But what I'm looking at here is overwhelming that Swampert early in the game, which is not as easy as I'd like for it to be because Cinderace doesn't have U-turn. But with Stealth Rocks and the annoyance of Como, I think I can pull it off quite nicely. And because of that, I'd assume one would lead with the Swampert and try to commit to it early. And so the worst case scenario for me would be a Nidoking, maybe. Nidoking doesn't make sense to me though if you're predicting Cinderace. Worst case scenario would be Nidoking, but ideally, this is what I wanted. I want to have Swampert. Come on, man! Come on! Mirox here in case he goes for... So he leaves it in, which implies that, man, I needed that fucking thing burned. I needed it Toxic more than I needed Rock Soap. And the reason I didn't predict there is because if you went to Nidoking, I lost a lot of momentum. I don't care about his Toxic Miss. His is relevant. Mine is super important as he sludge waves. Gastrodon again makes the most sense, and so we may be seeing Hydreigon come out. But I have the only solution he has. We're gonna find out what his solution is. So he goes Hydreigon first, which implies that this is plot or toxic, something of that nature. So just Dark Pulses initially. Which allows for me to what stays in. That made no sense, but I'm gonna go because I figured, okay, if you're gonna stay in, but why would you even risk that? Okay, so I know what kind of player this is. All right, bet. Cool. As I said, well, Ace on HJK if I can pull in Swampert. I just don't want to miss. That's just not. I didn't mean to click fucking. I did not mean to click Gastrodon there. I made a huge mistake just now. Well, it does, I guess not. So Buzzwole, the fact that he stayed in last time, I'm going to Dazzling Gleam first. Nidoking coming in is irrelevant because now, after this U-turn damage in Rocks, I think I'll leave him, yeah. He gets 2 KO by Dazzling Gleam, so he can't switch into Fairy anymore. Coco is now a very big problem. As we're going to mid-ground because I know he's going to predict Gastrodon. So we're going to mid-ground Corviknight, then pivot to Gastro here. Just the dominance, the dominance move. And so this is a free waterfall essentially as Swampert rears its ugly head. I don't want to get toxic. I know he wants to toxic me bad, and I get the toxic off. One more ground type down as I'm gonna fire off this body press. So at this point Stealth Rock. There's two Toxic Mons are gone, and I'm Helmet too. Ooh. Oh man, this is just handsome. And so Hurricane makes a lot of sense here. I really don't want Gastrodon to start getting lucked down because right now Coco just goes crazy. I do want to be semi-careful of his Cinderace. And Scizor loses. That is Hurricane. I have Roost. Cinderace is one of those funny mons that could give me trouble. So what I'm gonna do is go to my weakest link in Corviknight, because I know Hurricane comes out first. He could double Hurricane. I actually eat the hit anyway. Nah, the odds of him hitting 2 Hurricanes and yeah, this is good. The odds of him hitting 2, even if he predicted there, the odds of him hitting 2, it was just super in my favor there. And so now his only options are to go to Swampert. I could actually, I'm going to Waterfall hard here. He crits me there. Show Pokemon. But now I know it does no damage. And so he opts for Buzzwole, which is interesting. Curious as to what Buzzwole has in store. Is it like Choice Banded? Toxic. Nice. So ideally, I'd like for Corviknight to get this U-turn off. I get too much momentum if I get it off. Sure, double switching on to Coco would be great here because he can't guard against it. Nothing he can do can cover for it. He actually doesn't have any flying resist beyond the Zapdos. So even if I were to double the Coco Zapdos, I'd cover the Zapdos anyway. But I'm going to take that 5% in his game time. So this is interesting right here because I could go Cinderace to pressure him into staying in. What I'm gonna do is doesn't know what kind of Coco I am. I could be Specs, I guess. So Swampert comes in, can't guard against Fairy. That's one ground type down. Main Toxic are gone, and because I went to I shouldn't have went Gastro here in all honesty, but he predicted me to. I was just curious on the roll because I want Gastrodon to be at the utmost. Gastrodon, he has another Toxicer, which isn't great news for the Gastroster. But since I've been showing, all this stuff, if I switch back to Corviknight, what would your initial be? It would make us a lot. Cinderace would make a lot of sense to me. But modern Cinderace runs Gunk Shot. So what I'll do is, because I figured Cinderace would come out. And so it has to Gunk Shot to knock me out. It could have Zen too. I've seen Zen variants. If he Gunk Shot locks... Just let it be, I suppose. I can't really get around this mine. I've already figured as much. So it Gunk Shots and gets the hit off. I'm just thinking about Sizz. It's Hurricane, Zapdos, which means so if I get damage on this, I probably knock him out with Bullet Punch at a point. So at this point, if I play Coco, so if I leave Coco, I might lose another mon. I don't like that. And what I don't want is to risk a potential speed tie and have him high jump kick knock me out. If I go Gastrodon, he HJKs and survives comfortably. If I go Coco and he stays in, Coco is just too good. So the lowest risk is actually going Scizor here, knowing that he will stay in. Even if he doesn't, it's better positioning. But his Cinderace, I was always wary of the fact that it could be a problem. But since they run Gunk Shot, Komo, one Komoho was never gonna be like the main thing, right? His Buzzwole having Toxic threw off my game plan quite a bit, but now he's within Sucker Punch range of my Cinderace, so he's in an interesting spot now because I'm gonna Sucker Punch here. He could hard switch as he goes to Buzzwole, which I'm grateful for. I'm gonna kill this because Gastrodon wants this gone. Even though, you know, please hit Cinderace. I'd really appreciate that. I do not want this around so my Gastrodon can click Curse, but he's smart enough to switch. I'm going to attack this with the HJK. As the Zapster comes in, his Buzzwole being alive sucks. Let me think. Discharge, Hurricane. Because now his Cinderace can double around, which I don't want. But I suppose at this point, because I took the Drain Punch damage, I think I'm in Sucker Punch range of his Cinderace as well. But not if I'm Sucker Punched, like if I'm a Dark type. It's going to get actually a lot closer than I'd like. So I'll have to play this really well. So Coco, I'm predicting the King. Yeah, King. Gastrodon here means. So what I'll do, because he should discharge. He Hurricane though. I didn't think he'd risk Hurricane missing, considering the fact that if I Powerballed and he missed the Hurricane, he was fucked. He's hit every Hurricane he's gone for. I know he's gonna go to Buzzwole. There's nothing I can really do about that. I knew I was planning to double switch out anyway, but basically, because now the Nidoking, I'll go with Core first. It does go for, and so I'll pivot to Coco now because it covers the risk of luck and covers his roots. So now I can Gleam freely as he also Cinderace. Oh my goodness, yes, yes, yes. So the biggest threat to my team is now gone, and now this Nidoking is irrelevant. I always go Corviknight, and then just Brave Bird. It doesn't matter what he does, but he's gonna predict here. He's gonna predict my Gastrodon. But as I said, I bring in Cinderace after this. And we good to go. He substitutes. So now Coco just comes in and destroys. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So he flamethrowers. So I say Coco comes in and brings the pain. He could hard zap those if he'd like. Doesn't really serve him though. Let's see how much T-Ball's doing. Ooh, good damage. Oh, a Hurricane. Blessings. Yeah. So awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. The team did its damn thing. He had a lot of Toxicers, which made that troublesome. And so Gastrodon, like, that's one of the worst things Cursed Gastrodon can face. A ton of Toxicers. But if it's a generic kind of, you know, okay, I'm going to route my Clef defensive core kind of thing, Pex can be a problem. You know, they usually run at least either T-Spikes or Haze. And so that's why I have Sandtomb, Scizor, you know, lure him in. Sandtomb, boom. Look at this guy's team and look at Scizor, man. Bullet Punch, potentially. I'd assume it's the dark one. So, you know, Sucker Punch is going to hurt. But, like, a lot of mileage out of Scizor for sure. But it's a question of how I'm going to choose to play, right? What's going on? Is this like a range of the ladder kind of thing? Do I need to get back up to... Well, I'm going to get back up to high ladder. It's been a while, so I've decayed a ton. But what's up with the Nidoking Swampert core? Who would have thought Nidoking and Swampert would be dominant forces in OU? I love it. I love it. It's crazy, man. It's crazy to see these shifts. But again, more importantly, well, Urshifu's case, I can't get comfortable because he can crit me. So what can I really dominate his team with? Cinderace for sure. And so in order to do that, I'll need to overwhelm Swampert. In order to overwhelm Swampert, in fact, I just start off with the Cinderace. I think this is gonna start off almost identically to the first game. Latios and Nidoking are my only problems, and I have two solid answers. So Swampert, I figured it'd be like very, very, very similar to the first one. Because Como is such a funny mon, I'm pretty sure he's gonna stain. I didn't think he would toxic, but for the mileage of the game and Coco doing crazy things, nah, that's bullshit. Cinderace needs this damage. See, flip turns. Oh my god, that's already 50%. Show me your Cinderace answer. See, problem is he doesn't have a fire resist. Again, assuming that's the single strike. If it's not single strike, then Gastrodon goes even crazier. As in this game, Gastrodon is gonna be act solely as a Nidoking answer. Luckily, I cannot get frozen, so this is somewhere people tend to mess up. Always keep the mon healthy. People tend to get, you know, some mileage, and then they're like, "Ooh, I'm gonna, no, just recover, right? Don't try to predict. Don't try to scald. If Gastrodon at this point has the purpose of just attacking, then do so." And so here are a couple of things. I'm pretty sure knockoff will likely be the case. I think I'm gonna start going for a lot of mileage here. At least it makes sense to. I want free switches with my Cinderace, especially because it just wins. If Melmetal comes in, I have answers. Nidoking comes in. If he leaves it in, then I get a KO. He does have knock, and he does go for it. So Ferrothorn getting dropped here kind of opens me up, but not exactly. Sandtomb, 52. Knock's not gonna beat it, so I might have. Come on, guys, come on, man. So this guy has knock. That's really whack, actually. I'm gonna knock him off here because he might go Latios. The Sandtomb would have mattered a lot because Sandtomb gets you. Sandtomb. So let's Power Ball here. In case he has Protect, please Cinderace. Just do me a solid. Because the thing about it is, I'd like to high jump kick here, but because if the Swampert comes in, I have to hit Power Ball and high jump kick. But if he has Protect randomly, you know, we saw that Blissey set yesterday, so we know that it's possible for whack sets to exist. Protect, knockoff. If it's possible, it's possible. And so I think now he's starting to realize, oh shit, I didn't think this far ahead, and now this bunny is a bunny problem, and he's probably gonna go to Melmetal. I'm going to play in a way where if I miss, I can win. Meaning, because you know, Corviknight comes out here, he's gonna anticipate Gastro, so he could pivot to Urshifu, or he just goes for broke. Latios makes sense too. Interesting. Let me think. What's Corviknight? Corviknight beats. So I know trick variants exist. Mystical Fire. I can't switch anyway. If it's Mystical Fire variant. Curse. Gastro. Decimate. Or a Sphere. If that's all you got, it's over with. You Scarf? We're gonna find out. We're going to find out. Oh, and Melmetal is the counter. This is interesting, right? Because I just need the damage on Melmetal. I need rocks, and well, I know what I'll do, because double Iron Bash. So rocks are gonna make sure that Nidoking gets in range. That's probably a Choice Scarf Latios. I don't need this to beat his Urshifu, because it's gonna get to a point where okay, making plays. I respect it. And so Gastrodon is free to come in. If he double switch predicting Gastro, that means he probably is attempting to trick me if he's so weak. So Ice Beam here, as I said, always just click that recover, man. I could be seeing Urshifu coming in, but that's fine. Melmetal comes in. Very interesting decision in Melmetal. The way he's playing Melmetal is as if it's a Gastrodon counter. Last time I checked, Gastrodon beats Melmetal. But I've gotten rocks. I mean, he must be Assault Vest, right? Why the fuck would you have switched it in on... What did he switch it in on? He switched it in on Coco. Maybe he was predicting Gleam. Gastro is naturally faster than... But let's see. If he is banded... Let's say worst case, he's banded and he's banded and he is faster than me. If I curse, I lose my Gastro, which doesn't lose me the game by any means, but it makes Nidoking far more problematic than it needs to be, especially because at this point I just need to... So I'll go Komo-O because it solves everything. If he bashes, I get 2 hits off. Unfortunately, I'm weakened. And so Cinderace, I need for you to perform here. I need for you to hit this. Because I want to... Basically there, if I Powerballed and Swampert came in, I'd have to hit 2 moves. If I missed there was hope after that. And so because Gastrodon is so damn handsome, unfortunately Urshifu may try to do some little something here. But that's why I set up rocks. I don't know the role for Powerball on Nidoking. I'm missing having... So let me learn. We're about to learn something right now. Gonna learn with me, guys. Let's just use Uber usage. Adamant. Nidoking. Powerball 81 to 76. So I only need a few more rounds. Okay. There's a few doubles he can make. He could double to Urshifu, but I'm good. Yeah, let him go. He's gonna go Urshifu eventually. But we just need to keep this Gastro healthy until he switches in twice more. So Latios comes in. Very interesting. Corviknight's always the play here. That is literally on the team to beat this Latios, no downside, as he actually has defog. Perhaps it's Soldew? Huh, interesting. Interesting. But at least I know he doesn't have Trick. No way you don't have Dual Stab after this. So even if it is Scarf, I can Sucker Punch it with Cinderace. But he's... I don't know. I don't know what he was. He survived. I'm thinking I could U-turn here back to Corviknight. I mean, I could hard switch back to Corviknight and Roost, but let's just get rid of this since it's the only thing left that can outspeed my Cinderace. So just Dazzling Gleam on the off chance he goes hard Nidoking, which he does, and that's checkmate. I am pretty sure this is Life Orb, but I don't need any more Sucker Punch, Sucker Punch. Let's U-turn here in the off chance he double switches. I double switch here because I keep going to Gastrodon. I'm pretty sure he's choice though. I just wasn't... I mean, I'm pretty sure he's Life Orb though, just based on the damage, but I just wasn't sure. And so obviously here you sack Latios. But... at this point, Cinderace just does its thing. I don't want... he's not banded Melmetal. If you leave this in, you die, you sack Latios, I'm back at full anyway. I didn't want the Latios coming in and doing any weird shit. You know, it's clearly not choice. So it's normal Urshifu, full show. Full showsy. And so Corviknight's no longer necessary. And it's just putting the pieces in their proper places, you know. If he's bulk up I can U-turn out. Dazzling Gleam, he's quad weak. It's all good. As he wicked blows, as he should. And this allows for us to go to the Coco. I'll Thunderbolt here. Because Melmetal would make sense. If Nidoking comes in, it's irrelevant anyway. I win the game now with... let me not say that. Okay, so he leaves it in to bulk up. Maybe he thought I'd U-turn. I don't know why I'd U-turn. But yeah, that's it. Some Thunderbolt again here. So he was bulk up. And I'm glad that I considered that. And so Gastrodon is about to show his ass right now. I'm just thinking if there's a way I can do this without any, because all Cinderace's moves are inaccurate. So I don't really want to lead that in versus Mel. Alright, let's just so it doubles to Melmetal. Cinderace is not playing these games. He's not playing these games. He's decided. And so I just Sucker Punch here to ensure that Coco knocks it. Wow. The big brain. It's big brain time! I always forget about the type changes. It's funny, with Greninja I don't. But I haven't used Cinderace in so long. I really don't use it because... If y'all know what happened before it got banned in Isle of Armor, man, it was just, when I put my banded Cinderace on the team, I don't care who you are, man. There were lives where literally I remember I think I had a 6% Cinderace and I killed 6 Stallmans with the 6% Cinderace. Either it was 6. Remember that game, guys? I know some of y'all remember that live. And he brought full stall, and we didn't really have much for it. But Banded Cinderace is uncounterable. And so we just doubled around and messed him up. So this is going to be our last game for the live as we're facing Future Sight plus Dual Dark. Okay. But once again, Cinderace, as busted as it is. What's good, homie? What's good, brother? Have fun. Let's see. I can get some mileage out of Scizor here. I fuck with you. Okay. My man MCP3, whatever. Sorry, but I'm trying to put you down, bro. But Coco just destroys him. Curse, Gastro as well. Corviknight's core purposes, Garchomp guarding. And this too, and potentially this, because Corv is just so good. When I click Powerball, I think it has to come out. No, I guess so. Okay, so phase 1. Okay, the gall of this guy, leading with his Magearna. The nerve, as if I don't have a Cinderace. But which is the worst of the two? Getting Volt switched on or getting Fleur Cannoned? If I get Volt switched on with Corviknight, can I deal with Chomp in other ways? Kind of. It's not as secure. Huh. I mean, this must be a what the fuck? Why did he lead with this? Okay, let's go Corviknight first. If he Volt switches, I'm max def, but he Fleur Cannon, he specs. So very interesting. That gives me a lot of information on my opponent, the fact that he started with that. So I'm going to keep this healthy. Garchomp comes in. Fine, we're going to find out what kind of Garchomp this is. I want this damage, because that is going to matter versus Cinderace. If he's a Rocky Helmet variant, doesn't seem to be the case. He is, though. So let's Fog here. Nothing you can go for to do any real damage, particularly a helmet variant. So Obstagoon comes in. I know these things like to run Trick and Switcheroo and things of that nature. I can't do anything about that. uh, he guards really poorly against Cinderace. Come on, oh, Rocky Helmet, I don't want. Come on, burn. Corviknight, burn. It's an interesting one. Okay, let him do his thing. He doubled out. Sick plays, sick plays. Since he's that kind of chump, be a little more careful. Rocks. Okay. And so could catch his Gear Knight here, but we're gonna patience this out. Especially because my gut tells me he'd stand. Not like that's really the point. Interesting. Very interesting that he went Slowking. I didn't think that would knock him out. I thought it would live on a little bit, but Slowking wasn't that important regardless. So it makes a lot of sense for him to Flurrican again based on how much it did to my Corviknight. So Gastro at this point is around to guard against Zapdos. So what I'm gonna do is I think I can take Floor plus 2 floors I can take. It's close. 35. It's real close. If I go Cinderace, I get a mine. If I if I go Corviknight, I heal. Okay. Okay, so maybe he doesn't have the switcher, or probably expected me to die there. He does. Okay. And so Chomp makes a lot of sense to me here. Fair enough. Let him get chomping. I don't want him knocking as I switch. Zapdos, not what I expected, but I'll certainly accept, because now this puts him in an awkward spot where that does nothing, but he lets me hit it, and it seems to be like either Mad Spadef or I don't know, but Cinderace is getting more and more dangerous by the turn. Always go Gastro here. Evo switches. Finally I got him. And so now we back in the building. Since he switcherooed there, I'm far more comfortable Komoing. But Corviknight's core purpose at this point is literally to handle this, and so unfortunately he does get to go for the. But maybe he won't. Maybe he won't. He does. He does though. She should have. Makes sense too. Hopefully Vol switches again. Yes. So we're back at square one. Nice. And so if he goes Mac, he might try to pivot to Chomp. That would make a lot of sense to me. Pivoting Chomp makes a lot of sense here, but I don't have the balls to Dazzling Gleam. And plus it's just not necessary. So he finally tricks. I figured that would come eventually, but Gastrodon is obviously the weakest link. And so if I were my opponent here, excellent. I would attempt to, because I died to Static, guys. Static is what I'm not feeling. But The way this is going, Scizor might start going crazy on him. I don't feel comfortable risking static right now. So what's a better mid ground? I don't want his Zapdos coming in for free. I'm in a very tricky position. I'd actually much rather lose Cinder. Is that true? That's not true. Obstagoon isn't that big of an issue. Decisions. Give me a sec, guys. So what I'm gonna do is Como as a mid ground, so he does stay in. So now he's within Power Ball range. I rather give him Como if I need to, because I don't say I don't need Corviknight, but I can do without. Cinderace well positioned after this is just success, but he's gonna try to do the same shit with his Chomp and Zapdos combination. So if I go Coco, I don't want Magearna in. I don't want to miss. So what I'll do is Thunderbolt here. Makes no sense to Chomp. And positionally, Coco forces in Mag. But he could Chomp. He's like, okay, well, you know, I'm about to risk this since I'm in the back. I can see that making sense. If he gets it wrong, he auto loses. So he commits to the Obstagoon going down. As Magearna comes out, as obviously here, Coco is a big problem. And so he's always gonna Volt Switch here. Actually, Floor Cannon. I disagree with that Floor Cannon play. He could Volt Switch here. Let's see. No, he doesn't. She needed to. I really want to HJK here. No balls. I'm not gonna attack this Chomp. It's not time. So we go Corviknight here. He does pivot to Zapdos. Actually, I shouldn't have predicted. I should have I need to go to Zapdos. What was I thinking there? But maybe he'll attack me here since no, he roosts means that might have costed me more than, maybe not though. Maybe not. So he only has Heat Wave and Volt Switch, it seems. Which means Gastrodon forever switches in on this. Which means Como takes this on too. Okay. So he should just perpetually Volt Switch. But now that I know his moveset, my Cinderace can just Powerball freely. I can't let Coco take any more damage because of Urshifu might come in, but whatever, I'll deal. We should just Volt Switch again here. Heat Wave though, which I disagree with, but it works. So Cinderace actually could come in and Powerball, unless he's not defogged. But he had states. I mean, like, why would you not be defogged? And so I'll try to wrap this up with because what's this looking like now is if Powerball once again. Nice. It makes sense to be roosting, but I figured he'd eventually. Good. And so now, Scizor slash. Let's see. Yeah, let's come over here. ZCCs. I want to say that sizzle range. Don't see an item, but I just roost here. Yeah. Which means I can take on the Magirna now. Pivots to mag. That's fine. Actually, maybe I can't take Flare Cannon. Maybe I should be a little more careful that I'm leading on. Because what would I need? He has Flash Cannon. Interesting. You can't have mag go down. Thinking of all the possibilities. Really what I want to do is go Cinderace here. If he Flare Cannons, but if he Volt, no. Yeah, he stays in. He does predict me to double out, which means now Coco wins. Alright, so now all I need to do is make sure that Coco is in. So I go Cinderace. Yeah, that's it. Coco just beats everything else. Okay, awesome. Unless this is Scarf or something or such and such. Fireball is my best play here. That way I don't get staticked by the Zapdos and die. So he CCs that game. Because we don't want to play around with electric terrain, I'm just going to go for Dazzling Gleam. I don't want him having any stall chances. So of course Cinderace could have won the game as well. As I said, we're not playing around with electric terrain. So now it's just straight Thunderbolt. The Zapdos seem to just unnaturally Spadef. GG. It's Thunderbolt here. So he was banded. Okay, so now that game took a lot longer than I expected, almost 50 turns, but very solid game. Had a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun with these teams, guys. Definitely check them out in the link in the description. Shout outs to MCP3. And yeah, hit the like button, guys. I'm back, so we got to get this YouTube algorithm going again. So I know you guys, my fault, 100% responsibility. I know you guys have gotten out of the habit of hitting those likes because I haven't been uploading. So your finger has been having withdrawal symptoms, but we're back. So go ahead and click that for your boy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.